Get started us off here. First off, I'm glad to see you guys here at the Gap Mastermind. With the one thing I know about all of you guys, if you guys are committed to growth, action, and production. And sorry, I'm sweating like a fool here. I actually just chose the worst time to work out, and my body hasn't cooled off yet. So it's great to see all of you guys. Today, we've got an awesome opportunity for you guys to learn directly from our Chief Marketing Officer. They're here to show us how to step up our game. I mean, frankly, the game's changed, and we've got to make sure that we're ahead of the game. It's our time to get our unfair share in the market. So I'm gonna at the end of this, I'm gonna do some Q&A, and I'm also gonna share with you guys something I'm super excited that I'm going over my personal team that I think is going to be a game changer for all of us, not only in our own personal production, but to help out other teams and other agents in the marketplace win in this new market. This market that was designed for us to win. So I'm super excited. I don't have the script to bring on our guest here, but if you'll just we'll put her on the spotlight here, we'll get started.
Hey, Gil.
Good.
Good morning. There we
Good morning,
go.
Wendy.
Hi, everyone. Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, I am super excited to be here with all of you today. So thank you for inviting me to share this time with you. Hey, Gil,
Yeah.
do you want
By the
me?
way, I want you to know that this is part of the Global Alliance. These are a group of people all throughout the country hungry to win. So we're looking forward to spending some time with you and sharing your best practices for all of us.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, I will jump in and maybe share just a brief introduction, and then in alignment with GAP and understanding growth, action, and production, I came ready with an acronym to share with all of you today as well. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am as by way of introduction, and I'm going to be following along in the chat. And as Gil said, we'll open it up for questions as well. So my name is Wendy Forsythe. I joined EXP about 60 days ago as your Chief Marketing Officer. I have been in the real estate industry my entire professional career. I started my career as a real estate agent. Sold real estate for a number of years, owned my own real estate brokerage, and built my own brokerage business. So out there in the trenches, attracting agents and helping agents, be productive and grow their production. Had the opportunity to sell my business and began working sort of on the corporate side of real estate, and have worked with several large real estate brands focusing on building brand, building market share, helping agents like all of you excel in your businesses. I have known Glenn Sanford since the very beginning of EXP, and was delighted when this opportunity came along to be able to join you and serve and help all of you grow EXP kind of into this next chapter of our amazing company. So what I wanted to share with you all today is sort of a combination of what we are focusing on as sort of your marketing team. And when I think of what the marketing team at our level, sort of corporate marketing team, does to serve all of you, I think of it in a way of our job is to provide you with air cover so that you can go out there in the market and build your businesses, serve your clients, attract agents, to your organizations, really sort of live and bring to life the business model and the value proposition of EXP. So there are really parallels in sort of what we do from the brand marketing perspective to serve all of you on the local level. And when I think of those parallels, I promised you an acronym. So I think of them in terms of your real estate MBA. So people go to school for years to become a master in whatever field they're looking to become a master in. And all of you are, masters of real estate. You are real estate MBAs. And you are constantly studying and improving and investing in upping your skills. And that's the same thing that we do from a brand marketing perspective to help all of you and to support all of you. So when I think about what it means to be a real estate MBA today, and I think that Gil really like hit the nail on the head with this, that with the market changes, with the industry changes that we are all navigating through, we are ideally positioned for growth and for hyper growth in our individual businesses and in our collective business. And that happens in part because we are MBAs and because we are part of the evolution of learning and investing in that and development. So the M of MBA stands for market. So it is really time to like understand what's happening in your local markets and really become that local market expert, and not even become that local market expert, because I know you guys are already that, but share the story of being that local market expert. I think that so many buyers and sellers have questions on, is it the right time? What's happening in the market? What's happening with the value of my home? What's happening with just overall, with house prices, with market areas, with specific communities? Like all of those become pillars that MBAs can lean into to really grow the production of their business and magnify that opportunity. I would also encourage you that it is a time to think beyond your local market. I know that local adage has always been real estate is local, but real estate is also global. And one of the values of our business model and that we have here at EXP is that global perspective that we have and that global opportunity. So when you think of referrals, we know that like people are moving all over the world. So lean into not only knowing your market locally, but know your market from a transient perspective. Who is moving into your market? Who is moving out of your market? Where are they going when they're moving out of your market? And make sure that you're building your EXP referral database to align with that. There's so much opportunities of people moving globally, and we have EXP partners in 24 countries around the world. So when you're thinking of the various revenue lines that you have in your business, that referral revenue line is one that I see a tremendous amount of opportunities as you think of leveraging your real estate MBA. So that's a little bit on market and sort of the value of being that market expert and how to think about that. The B in MBA stands for brand. You are all your individual brand. You are the CEOs of brand you. And there has never been a more important time in our industry than to be able to clearly communicate your brand value proposition. And really leaning into understanding what that is and how you share that with people is super important right now. Understanding your brand voice is part of that. And it is often a part of that that can be challenging for some people. How do I distinguish what I do from what another real estate professional does, in my market, or even within EXP? So understanding your unique value proposition is an important part of leaning into your real estate MBA right now. And then once you've understand that and can establish that, then it becomes time to share that, because you want to share that expertise. You want to give value so that people understand not only why they pay us a commission and why we are so deserving of that commission, but how we earn that commission and the experience we provide for our buyers and sellers that work with us. And that last part that I just mentioned there, that experience part, is really a key differentiator. Many of you have probably seen those graphics going around in social media that are like the 100 things that a real estate agent does when, working with the buyer. I would really encourage you that it's not those 100 things that establish our value. It's the experience that we create for clients. It is the MBA knowledge that you bring into that relationship. You know, what those lists of tasks that we do throughout the course of a transaction when working with our clients doesn't cover the real value of our expertise, of our knowledge, of our years of relationship building, of our ability to call up a loan officer who happens to be, you know, on vacation with their family and there's a problem with a closing, and that person takes your call, jumps in and solves that problem for your clients to get that closing to happen. Like that is part of the experience and part of the value that we offer. And those are the types of stories you want to be sharing as part of building your brand voice and communicating your brand value proposition. So we got M for market, we got B for brand building. And then the final part of your MBA that I would share perfectly aligns with GAP because that is action. It is time to take action. There has never been a more important time to take action. It's time to work your sphere of influence. It's time to lean into your CRM. It's time to make sure that your systems are set up in your business and that you're gaining efficiencies from those systems. It's time to look at everything you do and what is contributing to my goals and my growth. It's time, like we're mid-year, this is the ideal time to take action and do a mid-year review. Do that business review. Where am I at for the first 6 months of 2024? How am I compared to what I forecast where I wanted to be? Am I ahead? Am I on par? Am I tracking behind? What changes do I need to make going forward into the latter part of the year? There is still a lot of runway in this calendar year. And we tend to think, you know, in terms of the calendar year, it's time to take action. I find the summer months are particularly opportunistic because a lot of agents pull back during the summer months. It's time to lean in. This can be a real great time to build and reconnect with the relationships and your sphere of influence. So make sure that you're developing that action plan for yourself. So my ask would be from our time together today would be think about your MBA and those actions you need to take and come up with 2 things in each of the 3 areas I talked about. 2 things that you can do to communicate your mastery of the market, 2 things that you can do to lean into building your brand, and 2 things that you're going to do to really lean in and take action in the revenue generating areas of your business. So the prospecting, the business development, the business building, those action items that create revenue, that create opportunity in your business. So that's, you know, 6 things, 3 for each. But if you lean in and do that, that is going to create tremendous momentum for you moving forward into the latter part of the calendar year. The things that we do from a global perspective align perfectly with these things. Your brand marketing team is working on initiatives that help you lean into mastering the market, that help support your brand, that help get you into action and create action opportunities in your business. So follow along with us closely on those initiatives. Read your emails that we send out. Follow us on social on the brand accounts. Follow me personally on social. You can find me at Brand Wendy. We're distributing like all of the information that we're doing on launches, products, services, you know, training opportunities. Follow Glenn, follow Leah Perea, our new CEO, as well to stay updated on all of those opportunities so that you can really leverage those into your own business. So that's my MBA. I'm going to make sure Gil is still following along here. And
Yeah. So I actually want to showcase some of the things where you guys are doing this.
yeah,
And some of you guys might be missing out on these incredible opportunities. Wendy, thank you so much for making it very simple. I love simple. I mean, I built my business
me
on
too.
keeping it freaking simple, right? So let me just
Simple is
break
a
down why.
superpower.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to, and get ready to turn your mics on. I will call people's name on and turn your cameras on, man. If I'm here and I got my scruffy beard on, be on the camera with me, right? So here's the deal. Market. Have you ever been at a party and someone's talking about the market? Maybe they're talking about a stock that they're working on. Maybe they're working on some inside information and stuff like that. And you start leaning in, right? You're like, what are they talking about? Like they're talking about some building in downtown, some commissioners there talking about some rule they're going to pass on, and it might affect you. You need to understand the market on a level that people want to lean into your conversation, right? It's not enough to know about what's going on your street or your neighborhood or your zip code. We're not postmen, right? We are people who are advocates for the consumer, and we need to understand the migration. We need to understand what the markets that are less desirable and more desirable. And I want to tell you that you don't have to figure this stuff out on your own. So I want to share with you a way that Wendy and her team is doing this for us. And I think it's an incredible tool for us. So a lot of you guys get EXP Life in your emails, and you get it, and you'll get a link to it, and there'll be spotlighting agents and things of that nature, and there are just so many cool things in there. What I like to do in there is, and some of you guys are struggling on your social media, just go look at some of the articles that are inside there. Is there an article in there that maybe you can take advantage of and do a little copy paste or share that information, right? About, hey, here are the cities that homes are below $379,000, right? Take a look at, renting versus buying. What's ahead? Everybody wants to know what's going on in the market. How many times you hear the market, right? So, I mean, have some macro information, right? So if you go into your life.exprealty.com and you click insights, you're going to get articles every single day about what's happening in the market, right? And there's going to be stuff in there too about what's happening in the company, like the luxury division, which I'm going to tell you right now is crushing it. I absolutely think the luxury division is a game changer, not only for our own personal business, but for recruiting as well. And then, some simple stuff about home projects. What are the ones that have the highest ROI, right? So, those are the things that, if you're looking into what we offer as a company, like there's a lot of different things to help you in understanding the market, to be the person that people lean into. And by the way, when people are leaning into you, well, guess what? That's your brand. When people understand you are the transmuter of great information, right? They come to you. Early in my career, back when websites weren't that cool yet, were actually really cool. This was my voicemail. Hi, you reached Gil from gilcanhelp.com. And I thought it was so cool because I had a website back then. I was just like the coolest kid on the block. I had my own website. It was terrible. I took it down. I used to keep it up just for fun. But the thing is, I just wanted to be the person that you got information. You need a plumber, you call Gil. You need a stock person, you need an attorney, you need an accountant. I'm your guy. You want the universe of real estate to come through you. Well, how will they know that? If your brand isn't telling people every single day, here's what you should know about the market. Get in the spot, get yourself in the spotlight and start building your brand. And one thing I always tell people is, if you are a knowledge broker, meaning that you're selling information to the public, people will buy from you, right? So as a knowledge broker, you're giving it away for free, and they're giving them just enough that when they brought the rest of that information, they're going to come through you. And EXP makes that very easy again, right? There's a bunch of changes going on with NAR. If you haven't written anything down, write this one down. Let me just read it so I don't mess this up. It's exptoolkit.com, exptoolkit.com. And hopefully this is on the screen. Did you guys see my screen? You see like the backs of some people right now? Yep. All right. So exptoolkit.com/buyer representation. And this is another incredible tool that EXP has done to help us with our brand as a company. I'm actually flying to Atlanta this afternoon, and I'm meeting with a few team leaders, and all of them tell me the exact same thing. In fact, I haven't even been on a call yet where some organization, someone from any company, has told me that their company has them ready for this NAR transition. And certainly not any small brokerages. No. They're all like, I don't know, right? So what I want you guys to understand is we have a whole buyer representation toolkit, and it goes you through, and here's a table of contents, information for your buyers, because they're going to have some confusion in there. There's some information for us for representation, some training in there, some resources, and the forms are right here. I keep hearing people say, where's that form? exptoolkit.com/buyer representation, right? So just overview. And then
Can I add on to this one?
Oh yeah, but
this has been such a key initiative for us with all the changes. And I'm going to share some inside baseball because like we just all happen to be talking today, but like it's got to be in our circle of trust here on the call. Tomorrow there's going to be a significant release from a third party sort of consumer protection organization that is specifically highlighting the proactive approach that EXP is taking in relation to all of the NAR changes and the lawsuits and everything. So we are specifically, we are the only brokerage in the country that is being recognized for the leadership that we're taking for all of you, first and foremost, to help you better serve, your clients, but also for the industry. I mean, this is, we are all contributors to this industry, and like we have an opportunity to really take that leadership role to a next level, and we are stepping into that role. So stay tuned for some really positive press around the leadership role that we've taken.
I couldn't be prouder, Wendy, of our organization. I'm going to tell you, if you were a broker before, and you're like, if how many of you guys were brokers before you came to EXP? I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to tell you, I thought I was good. I was terrible. Like, there's no way I would have come up with a program like this. There's no way I would have had Byron Ellington coming up with a whole university to teach all my agents. This stuff's incredible. Do you guys mind if I bore you for like 2 minutes? Do you mind if I just press play? Because I bet many of you guys haven't watched this, and I lie when I say I'm going to bore you, because I think Byron Ellington might be the second most interesting man on the planet. I think the beer guy is number one. So if I could, I'll just press play here. You guys got to tell me if you guys hear him. But here's Winning Buyers. It's a course. You start this. If you have agents in your organization, agents in your team, agents that you're recruiting, and they're a little scared, why not bring them through this course, right? So the press welcome to winning and stuff like that. And there's this awesome video here. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Byron Ellington is our like superpower in the education world. We stole him. I'm sure we underpaid him or overpaid him, but whatever it took to bring him to our organization, it was absolutely worth it. So all these courses are like 2 minutes at a time, perfect for an ADD freak like myself that can, just can't just sit there and watch video after video, but it's super simple.
Hello, amazing EXP agents. I'm Brian Ellington, Chief Learning Officer for EXP Realty. We're so glad you chose to be part of EXP, and also that you chose to take this training. Churchill said, never let a good crisis go to waste. In times of crisis in our industry, the best agents look for the opportunities of the market and run toward the fire. The changes in our practices brought about by the NAR settlement has presented us with one of the biggest moments of change in our industry, leaving our competitors paralyzed by the question of how to adapt. While the industry is still evolving and there's more change to come, EXP and our amazing agents are here to help you get into action today. And I can assure you that when you make the choice to see the opportunities of this market and get after it, you will outpace your competitors and build the business you've always wanted. That starts first with your mindset, then skills and tools, then the action it takes to get the results you want. This training will help with all of those. So let's start with recognizing the opportunities these changes are bringing to us and change our mindset to one of a positive outlook of taking advantage of the opportunity. Gone is the question of whether a potential buyer will sign a buyer representation agreement. Thanks to NAR's changes, they absolutely will. The only question now is, will they sign with you or some other agent? My money's on you. And once your buyer signs with you, you don't have the same concerns we used to have about a whole host of things, like buyers abandoning you after having shown them properties, procuring causes, FSBOs, builders. And as important, while we always need to be vigilant of our safety, this will no doubt help to make us a little safer as an industry. EXP is built for these times. Being agent-led means that we can always rely on the best of the best within EXP to help light the way. And this training is no different. It features some of the best agents in the industry sharing their strategies, scripts, tips, and tools to help you adapt your skills and get into action. We can't wait to see how big your business grows as a result. So here we grow.
So, I mean, this is just one of the modules in there, and you can press it, let's jump in there, and you're going to see a bunch of stuff. This is the commitment that EXP has made to all of us, right? And think about this. They're out there hiring the best of the best. They just brought in Wendy. We're just crushing it right now. While everybody's like, oh, let's get rid of expenses. They're like hiring, like they're upgrading, they're putting people in place. So we will dominate this next market. Man, I'm so excited. The last thing you mentioned was action. And I don't know if you know this, Wendy, but I don't have any tattoos. But if I did have one, action would be the one of those tattoos that I had, right? It'd be right there, across my chest. Action. I love that word. It's one of my favorites. I think it's one of the sexiest words on the planet, right? So action is getting shit done. It's what I live by. It's GSD mode at all times. What are you going to do today? Hopefully I can give you a few. Well, first off, you're going to go in there and watch that series, and don't watch it by yourself. Don't make that mistake. Say, hey, what are you doing? Let's go in this conference room right now. Let's get on a Zoom together and watch this together as a group, right? Let's go into the title company and watch this series, and let's get ahead of the curve. Let's get ready to dominate, right? And one thing you mentioned there, Wendy, was in these times of action, right? It's time to eat somebody's lunch. You didn't say it exactly like that, but some people take this time,
You're
right?
paraphrasing a little, but that's the right
Yeah. I'm a little bit more aggressive than you are on that one, but like it's summertime, and let people go to the beach, get your tan on. But I'm going to eat your lunch. I'm going to eat I'm going to eat your referrals. I'm going to eat your contacts that you had in your platform for 6 months that you decided that you were going to go on vacation. I'm taking all of them. And that happens because you made an aggressive decision that this is our time. We were built for this. We don't just say these things. It's because we see this stuff, and it's true. And there's a reason why we're the #1 most productive brokerage in the world, right?
The
That's
world.
the
And can I
world.
share something that
Wendy.
I feedback I'm getting from talking with some of our agents? What they're sharing is that as a result of taking action, they're growing their businesses. And something that they're hearing from clients is that the other agents that they used to work with are not taking action. And when we dissect that, part of like that is like, because they're living in fear, right? Like agents, they don't know what to say to clients about the interest rates. They don't know what to say about the market. They don't know what to say about, the fall, or they don't know what to say about the news and the headlines and all the noise around like NAR that we've just been talking about. So they're not building relationships and staying in touch with their clients. That opens up the door for all of us who are taking action, who are ready to have those conversations, to answer those questions, to deliver value, to step in and capitalize on that moment. So, if you're thinking like, oh, like, I don't know, like, just like buckle up and jump into the water, right? Like it's going to work out just fine for you by taking action.
So I want to continue to share this incredible resource that EXP has, again, reminded me that I was a terrible broker because I couldn't have come up with these tools if I wanted to. And honestly, to be very frank with you, they can't compete with us. They're just out of the thousands and 10,000s of brokerages that are out there. They're all scurrying and they're like, I hope things work out. That's not what EXP is doing. They're saying, okay, we'll put the tools in place. We're going to make sure that we're ready. We're going to get our unfair share. So here's one question. And Rebecca, I bet you're tired of hearing this. Alicia, you're probably tired of hearing this question. It's like, where do I find the form, right? Remember that website I told you guys? What was that website? It was exptoolkit.com, buyer representation. Here's the form. Here's the single property form. Click it, and like magic, there it is, right? I mean, guys, we've got some of the best systems in place. By the way, if you want an exclusive buyer broker form, boom, it's right there too. It pops up. And by the way, you know what I love about them? They're one pagers. They're simple. I don't have to get my wife to read it to me. I don't have to get my freaking genius 8-year-olds to read it to me. I understood it the first time that I decided to print them out. And I'm like, okay, I can do this checkbox stuff. And by the way, some more stuff to brand. Here's some incredible stuff. Wendy was going to mention this. I probably just stole her thunder here. But here's some carousel posts if you guys want to start posting stuff. Like, we should be dominating social media. There should never be a page that anybody can see any other brokerage than ours, right? They should see our stuff online every single day. We've got to make them sick until they realize that there's no way they can compete with us. There's only a way to join us. And we are now not 90,000 agents, but 250,000 agents strong as the #1 most dominant brokerage in the world, and continuing to grow. So, like, what if I'm ready to make an offer today? Well, here's a little carousel. Some of you guys are looking like, hey, I want to get some more stuff. Well, here's the post. Like, EXP can only make this easier if they knocked on your house and said, hey, let me log into your computer and post this for you. Like, seriously, guys? Like, here it is. Carousel caption number 2, carousel caption number 3. Even Eli could do this. I mean, seriously, guys, this is so freaking simple. I'm just telling you, man, like, there are so many tools. If you just take some time to plug into what EXP is having, we've got people like Wendy who's willing to come on the Gap Mastermind, bring people on the call, bring people in here. Like, I'm glad to see some of you guys are turning your damn cameras on. Like, I love that shit. Like, I'm glad to see all of you guys in there because we need to eat some lunch this summer. We need to take advantage of these agents that are suffering, and they're going to continue to suffer. They're going to suffer bad. The reality is that not everybody's going to make it. That's the truth. You're going to see agents at other marketplaces, at Walmart greeting you. You're going to see them at McDonald's handing you over their $20 Happy Meals. That's the future for most real estate agents, but not here at EXP. Not for those of you guys who are on the Gap Mastermind. So we got a few more things we want to do. Wendy, is there any more announcements you want to make before?
Gil, we have a question that I wanted to hop in and answer from
Absolutely.
Evelyn. So Evelyn, thanks for typing that in the chat. So the question was, are we planning to do any branding directly to consumers or marketing directly to consumers? And the answer is yes. But the answer is probably a different yes than what you were expecting. So we've actually engaged a third party, very highly regarded, like one of the best in the business of public relations, so a PR company. And we are leaning into continuing to dominate on the industry leadership and the voice of the industry. So Gil teed this up perfectly. Like, we sell more transactions. We're the most productive brokerage, in the globe. We're also a publicly traded company. So when you combine the power of those two things, when CNBC is looking for somebody to talk about what's happening in the real estate industry, they should be talking to EXP. When Squawk Box is looking for a guest to, talk about sort of quarterly earnings and the real estate vertical, they should be talking to, EXP on that. When the Wall Street Journal is doing an article, or the New York Times, or any of those sort of top tier publications are talking about the real estate industry, we want a spokesperson to be EXP. So we're very much leaning into that. And in fact, Gil's like, well, tell me more. Hop in, Gil.
Pick me. Like, I want to be a spokesperson. I want to
pick me. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Leo Correa is like our primary spokesperson as our CEO. But there are opportunities where we will be reaching out to local agents. So just this week, we have interviews that have happened with Kiplinger, Bloomberg, and a couple of the top tiers. So you will start to see this more and more. And this is a different, I think it's a different approach than maybe some of you were thinking, like, oh, well, are you going to do Super Bowl commercials or, something like that? Like, no, we're not going to do those things, but we are significantly investing in building our thought leadership and our industry dominance around understanding and being the go-to company that if you're thinking about real estate, we are the experts that you want to talk to. So that's the angle that we're taking.
Wendy, I can tell you, I can tell you that I don't care if we had an EXP commercial. Like, if we were on the Super Bowl, it would never beat this #1 branding trick. You want to actually have the consumer choose us every single day. It's what Todd does every single week. He puts a sign in the front yard. It says EXP is listing this property, and he changes it to sold. Every time Todd does that, it makes us all look good. We all do that together. That's how we win, right? So go out there and get your unfair share of listings this week. Go out there and get in a living room and ask somebody some questions. Just curious, for the right price, would you consider selling your home? And it doesn't matter if they say yes or no. Just start the conversation. They will sell at some time, right? You may have to wait till they die, but they will sell. Guaranteed that house is going to sell at some point if you keep that relationship going. Any other questions for Wendy before I bring us to another topic ahead, Evelyn?
Can I quickly react to that? Thank you so much, Wendy, and thank you, Gap Mastermind, because I mean, it's an honor to have you here and love what you shared about MBA. And I love the strategy about taking the lead as far as PR, because it goes with the M, right? Like market knowledge and EXP having like most transactions in any brokerages. We're a public company. And I think all of this is going to support agents because the consumers are going to eventually know not only the brand, but the whole company and the leadership we have with Leo and, Kendall Bonner and now with the industry and you and everybody. So I really appreciate that. So thanks for sharing what's coming up in that direction. And I feel it's going to have a really good impact on all of us.
Awesome. Thank you. We do too. We're excited about it.
All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time. And I'm going to allow this to kind of play in the background. And this is where I will be August 2nd through August 5th with my wife and some of my closest EXP friends. Hopefully all of you guys are all included in there. Build at C24.com. I think we might have about 9 tickets left. I don't know. Like this is, I don't know. They don't tell me these kind of things, but I will tell you, this is selling out. There's no question about it. And maybe you were thinking about doing it, and you're like, oh man, I don't know if I want to spend the money. Go to build.24.com. They actually put in a buy it now, pay it later button, right? So you can go in there, press the uplift button, and make up to 24 payments or however many payments you want, and just finance it out. There's no prepayment penalty. There's not even late fees. How do you do that? I don't know how they do that. I don't know how there's no late fees, but that's what it says on the website. Don't take it from me. Go to build@c24.com and go in there and book your ticket August 2nd through August 5th. We're going to have some of the most amazing speakers at that event. It's going to be people like Coach Burt, people like Gogo, and Brent Gove will be there. Brent Gove, you might learn something from him. I certainly have. Like my open house game after I watched his Light Your Hair on Fire speech. Well, it lit my hair on fire. It made me want to do open houses differently forever. And then you're going to have a bunch of other speakers in there as well. I think that's a pretty darn good lineup. So I'm pretty excited to be there. I want, my philosophy is always been, if you're not earning, you're learning, right? So let's go have some fun. Let's go out there and make things happen. So anything else, Rebecca, do you want to mention anything about Build at Sea? Anybody else who knows about Build at Sea? I don't know. I think we have like four rooms left. I don't know.
Hey, I'm excited. I know there are very few rooms left. So if you are at all considering going, you want to register today, use that link, build.c24.com. It's going so quick. I don't know if you'll be able to have a chance to get in, but the quicker you act, the sooner maybe someone's canceled. I think there's literally just 1 or 2 left. So you want to register today. It's going to be an exciting event. So many headliners that are going to be with it. You're going to be in proximity. That's what you want to be, is in those rooms. You want to be rubbing elbows by the poolside with a pina colada, have an amazing time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of learning. Anyone who wants to grow their business needs to be on that cruise.
I don't know. You can't say it better than that. Like, what are you waiting for, right? It's time to step up. Step up. What else are you going to do? Step down? Like, step up. Put it in your phone. Build at C24.com. Press the buttons. Be on the boat. That's going to be the boat that when we come back in the end of August, we come back the end of August 6th, you're going to be like, oh man, there's some people really out there producing because they learned the secrets. They knew how to just take it, an investment in themselves, take a little time off the calendar and put that towards working on their business. And you know what? Have a little fun while you're at it. I know I will be. I'm paying for the drink package. I'll see you guys there. So we're about to end up here. Anybody else had anything else they wanted to add into? I think Lucy, you want to jump in? Eli, anybody? Veronica, anybody? Alicia, I love your social media, by the way, Alicia.
Well, I just wanted to also add one more thing real quick, because I'm excited alongside with these headliners that we have, Coach Burt, Gogo, Brent Gove. We also have some of our own Global Alliance superstars that are going to be there as well. So as you can see, we have Rancela Acevedo, Gisbel Vera, Deontay Lawrence, Alicia Trevino, and I don't know if I'm missing somebody. Oh, Bobby, of course, is going to be there. Huh?
You got Alicia there, Brandy Trope's there. You got some people winning. What's incredible about this, we got people winning from different ways, right? These aren't like guys like me, like old school guys, just all people. These people are doing things differently. And you're going to go into a spot like that where you're going to hear 4, 5, 6 different ways to win, and you just can choose one, right? You don't have to do all of them. They're going to outline, these are the ways to win. Choose one and change your business forever. That's what happened to me. I'll be honest with you, like back in 2010 or something like that, when I kind of really made the decision I was going to go hard, I went to a conference, and big decisions are made, I don't know, at big conferences, and I wrote some notes, and I still have those books right there. I've got like books of like notes that I wrote down, and then I did the most important thing. I did them. So I hope to see all you guys there. All right, guys. Anything else? I'm gonna give you guys 15 minutes to go work on this. Go out there and do some stuff. Like we don't have to spend an hour here. What you do is just spend a little bit of a while and take some action. Going once. Anyone else want to chime in? I
I'll add
appreciate
one more
all of
thing.
you guys. I will see you guys soon. Anything else?
I just wanted to point out one more thing, and I know we've said it a lot already, but a lot of times we're looking outside for inspiration, for education, for tools, and we have them inside EXP. You don't have to go very far. Just, we shared some amazing links. Use the buyer toolkit. It's amazing. Take those little classes. They are so worth your time. And you got new agents, make sure they're tapping into it as well. So we have everything that you need within the company, all the marketing tools. Just look inside first before you start searching outside.
You're right. All right. EXPtoolkit.com/buyer representative. Who said that?
Samia. So
Go ahead.
I'm in luxury, and I actually took pages from the buyer toolkit that you have in a regular marketing toolkit, Wendy, and I also took pages from the luxury toolkit and put them together, and I did a buyer guide and I made it into a flip book so I can
Wow.
share that with buyers. It's so
That's
easy to
awesome.
do. Okay. So if you're in both groups, you could do it and take from each entity and make it your own. And thank you for doing that.
Good stuff. Any closing thoughts, Wendy?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. Connect with us and follow along and leverage everything that we have and go out there and take action.
All right, guys. Take care. Be well. Step up. What else are you gonna do?
Thank you
Step-
so much.
Take
Thank
care.
you. This was great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.